Welcome to the storm update, 2 p.m. We're going to go over some storm reports. Um, and you see that the rain's come more of a showery uh, area, more of a showery area, but we still have areas of heavy rain, some downpours that are still possible. Looks like dispatch may be moving towards Suffolk County. Other than that, just light rain and drizzle. Looks like there's a lot of light rain and drizzle over New Jersey. Looking at our current conditions out there, the winds are still pretty bad. I slipped just had a wind gust to 41 miles an hour. So these winds are sticking around here. Wind gust to 24 at Farmingdale. And let's go out east. Wind gust to 35. Not seeing any crazy wind gusts. The worst one seemed to be offshore at the buoys. Like this one's reporting a 51 mile an hour wind gust. Jersey Shore as well. Seeing some pretty strong winds as well. I think that I don't know if the high wind warning is still in effect for the east end. I think they dropped it. Doesn't show up on here anymore. We just have what are our hazards right now? Just a coastal flood warning. It looks like they might have even dropped the wind advisory, which kind of surprises me because I don't think they should be dropping that. Another look at the radar. You can see here again. We showed you earlier. Some scattered showers, so still some wet weather out there. Let's see. I think they dropped the wind advisory, which is kind of surprising because it's still kind of windy out there. I still think we need the wind advisory. I don't know why they dropped that wind advisory so soon. But let's go ahead and look at the latest wind gust reports and stuff like that. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Nothing too crazy. Just a 57 mile an hour at Eaton. Suffolk County seems to have the higher amount. 57 miles an hour at Eaton's Neck. 55 at Stony Brook. Nappy gusted to 52. Montauk gusted to 51. 60 miles an hour at a buoy southeast of 26 miles southeast of Robin Moses State Park. 55 miles an hour wind gust at Robbins Reef, New Jersey. So we are seeing some strong wind gusts right at the water, but nothing too insane as far as the winds go. Let's look at the storm reports here because there are some of those as well, and there'll be some flooding in here as well. So let's go look at some of these. And you'll see here a fallen tree on the railroad tracks near Aqueduct and North. It looks like the A line was affected by a fallen tree. And this was at 1 a.m. last night. Large branches snapped and tree limbs down on Lake Drive and Meadow Farm Road in Manhasset Hills. We have New London in south by Salem. A road closed between CT 85 closed between Day Road and Daisy Hill Road because of a tree in the roadway. In Chester and Middlesex County, Route 231 closed at Bone Hill Road due to a down tree on wires. A lot of these are in Connecticut. Fairfield County, Chestnut Hill Road closed because of a tree down on wires. Down tree on Route 24 westbound between Bellows Pond Road and Red Creek Road with a right shoulder blocked. This is in Hampton Bays. In East Hampton, a down tree on Route 114. With all lanes closed, and at Shirley Airport, tree down blocking westbound on-ramp at exit 68 of the Long Island Expressway. It's at Shirley. I don't want to say Shirley. Whatever they put that at. Cutchog down tree on Route 25 at Crown Lane Road. All lanes closed. This was this morning. Tree on top of a house at Orchard Street in Essex County, New Jersey, and the 60 mile an hour wind gust at that buoy offshore of Robert Moses State Park. So those are some of the storm reports. Let's look at the rainfall reports next. We're still not done yet with the rain, but it looks like Connecticut's seeing between 1 and 2 inches of rain. Fairfield County, Middlesex County again seeing well over an inch. New Haven County as well over an inch. These rainfall totals. New London as well. in New Jersey. Bergen County seeing between 1 and 2 inches of rain. Seems to be a pretty even amount here, between 1 and 2 inches of rain, 1 and 2 inches of rain. However, look at Long Island here. Nassau County, again, Syosset, 2.02 inches of rain. Herrick's 1.62, so pretty good amount there. Manhattan, 1.5 inches. Orange County, upstate, they also got a decent amount of rain over there. Everybody's seeing between 1 and 2 inches of rain generally so far. Ozone Park, over 2 inches there. 1 and 2 inches in Queens. Rockland County, between 1 and 2 inches. Suffolk County seeing some more 2+ inch amounts here. Places like Stony Brook, Miller Place, Selden, 2.27. Center Reach, 2.14. Dix Hills, 1.97. Good to see these areas getting plenty of rain. Really a big drought situation. These were as of AM, so these are probably old numbers. We'll have to go over more recent numbers on the map in a moment. Westchester also seeing generally between 1 and 2 inches of rain out there. So we'll go back to the map here in a moment. Let's look at power outages here. We're down to 3,347 customers without power, and most of these customers are getting scattered about, mostly in the North Shore. North Shore hardest hit, obviously, always usually is. Middle of the island has some outages. South Shore has some as well. Mostly the North Shore seems to be hardest hit. You can see some big outages here in places like Strong's Neck, and there are a lot of trees in this area, so no doubt they came down on the wires in that area. A lot of big trees, and not so much as you head out east. Pine Barrens not seeing too many outages. It looks like a pretty big outage over here though in Hampton Bays. It's another reason why they gotta get those trees that got killed by the beetles, because they're gonna blow over in these kind of winds. Astic Beach, we have a few outages there. Let's look at JCP&L. Looks like again the shore areas hit the hardest here. Pleasant Point, shore areas of Monmouth County seem to be the hardest hit. They have 4,275 customers without power. We have a state of emergency, not only declared by the governor, but as also of both county executives as well, because of the damage, obviously, that we have, trees down, and also the coastal flooding, which I haven't seen too many reports on yet as to how bad it is. We'll have to go look at the maps for that in a moment. Let's go back to this, and we'll take a look at precipitation on this, and we'll do a 48-hour precipitation here. And you can see this kind of gives you a map of the numbers here. Definitely higher in Suffolk County, definitely over 2 inches. And there still could be some more rain to fall. 1.5 inches here, and parts of the Jersey Shore are really getting hit hard with a lot of rain, like Toms River, 2.54 inches of rain that has fallen over in that area. So let's go look at our transportation. See if we have any issues on transportation. We have some delays on the Montauk branch. And that's just due to equipment trouble, not the storm. Extra service. Oh, because I guess they're still having the event. They're still having a game. The Islanders are still playing at UBS tonight, despite the state of emergency, I guess. So they're still doing that. I mean, look, it's not that bad, but if you're by the coast, it is. And we don't know what's going on in Fire Island. So let's go look at Nice Bus. See if there are any. I mean, they should have I can't believe they didn't put any advisories up. No advisories. Unbelievable. Suffolk County Transit. I doubt they'll have anything there too as well. So no advisories, but there could be some issues along the coast. I guess most of the routes don't really serve any low-lying areas, but again, there are detours due to some roads closed and stuff like that. Let's go to maps and see if we have any flooding reports here on by the coast. Let's go over here. Looks like it all looks okay at Long Beach. Ocean Parkway's okay. So I don't see any roads here closed due to flooding. See one here. Road closed. Okay, that could be due to flooding. Let's see what this is about. This could be due to a down tree. This is Merrick Road by Amityville. It's not telling me why the road is closed. I'm just clicking it. It's not telling me. It could be due to flooding. Could be due to a down tree. Probably down tree. Because I don't really see too many of the flooding reports here. Let's look at Broad Channel. Alright, looks like we do have a road closure here in Rockaway as well. So it might be some flooding over here as well. Over here. Slow speeds, but I don't see any reports of flooding. There's a closure here. Alright. This this bridge is closed. I don't see any road closures here due to flooding. I know that there's some areas that flood a lot in Jersey. I think one of the areas that does is LBI. We have no data from not showing anything there, but there could be some scattered flooding. I do see some slow speeds over here. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Let's see if NJ Transit. Oh, the belt has some issues. The belt always floods. Number of accidents. Jeez, look at all these accidents. Crash, crash, crash. Okay, so all that. Let's go to the NJ Transit and see what's they still. Let's see if they've adjusted any of their adjustments so far. It's still leaving Toms River without bus service. It's no reason for that. Atlantic City. So nothing's changed since yesterday, pretty much. I mean, the only route, if you're in Toms River, the only route you're going to be able to take is the 67 and the 137. Those are still running, I think. Other than that, I mean, just to cancel an entire route. And we looked at the road conditions in that area, and I think that's a little ridiculous. I mean, there are a lot of people that depend on these routes. But I guess the service probably won't resume until tomorrow, probably. Hey, it's a way of them to save money. This is a little sneaky little service cut. I think it has more to do with that than anything else at this point. And I mean, the conditions are just not that bad over in that area to really just cancel bus service. Let's see what Miller Air Park has. Along the coast it is. I mean, wind gust of 35 at Ocean County Airport. Let's see, Ocean County, they only had a gust up to 44 there. It's not really, you're going to cancel bus service for that? I mean, it's a little ridiculous. Okay, so lastly, we'll go ahead and look at the models here. This is just the GFS. Let's go to some of the shorter range models. Let's go to the HRRR. Go to the latest run of the HRRR. So there's your low right there. And you can see the precipitation does tend to fade out a little bit as we head toward the evening. It could still be some scattered shower activity, but not nearly as much as what we've been seeing. I think the heavier rain is mostly over for most people, but there could still be some scattered shower activity out there. That low kind of, and eventually, again, slowly moves away. Let's look at our, this is one model at least. Let's go to the NAM. Be the next one to look at. Here's the 12Z NAM. Move this along so you can see again. Similar deal here. You can see again there's scattered shower activity. Could be a few downpours here and there. They're definitely showing a few. But nothing too crazy at this point. So as far as the rain goes, I think we Let's see how much more rainfall we'll see. Of course, this is an older run, so let me go back to this. How much rainfall? I think most of the rain has fallen, but we may get a little bit more. So according to this, maybe as much as another half. Maybe as much as a quarter. And maybe some areas getting half an inch. Another half an inch of rain. All right, we'll go ahead and look at the winds. We'll go to Vent to Sky first. These winds are still out there, and you can still see them gusting. Though I think the miles overdid the winds a little bit. They slowly back off. Here we are, 5 o'clock, slowly backing off. 8 o'clock, slowly backing off a little bit. But still pretty windy out there. Pretty darn windy. Here we are at 10 p.m. Still kind of windy out there. So I'm kind of surprised they dropped the wind advisory, but they did drop it. I would have kept it up till like probably 10 o'clock or so. Let's go to windy.com. Yeah, take a look at windy.com. Obviously, this is not quite as high resolution, but see the winds are slowly backing off. Slowly backing off. I'd like to just lastly take a look at wave heights at some of these buoys. And that'll be the last part of our video on the storm, and then we'll have our hopefully a more regular weather video later. Let's go to the marine forecast here. And none of those storm reports had any reports of any coastal flooding, by the way. I could look at Mount Holly and see, but I haven't seen any reports on Long Island of it, at least. Let's get the buoy summary, which is what we need. I'll show us where the ones that are checking the wave heights. Any with wave heights at all? There's one. Okay, Block Island and Barnegat are the only two reporting wave heights. 15-foot waves offshore. That's it. Would like to show you the waves. Let's see. Seaside heights. This is Seaside heights, and you can sort of see how roughed up the ocean is there. Yeah, the window there. Full bunch of it over there. You can sort of see the ocean. It doesn't really show you the ocean. This is where the worst of it is, generally. Okay, look at Coney Island. Let's see, I'm just trying to show you the ocean here. Definitely rough. Not really seeing anything too crazy at this point. I'm wondering if Jones Beach is getting flooded out or not, but there's no camera there, and there's no way to really tell at this point whether it is getting flooded out or not. Go look at Port Jefferson, see if we see any flooding there. We do not. No flooding there. And the trees aren't even moving that much, so maybe, yeah, there's some breeze out there, but it's not crazy. Not crazy. So then I think we've gone through all the cameras we can go through at this point. So, well, I'll pause it. We'll go to Hamptons, but if I have to pause it if I'm going to Hamptons, because they always usually have an ad. All right, so here you go. This is what it looks like over here. And yeah, it's pretty rough, but I don't see too much overwash. It does look pretty rough, though. The ocean is very rough, but I don't see too much overwash over here. It's possible maybe that happened earlier. We're not at high tide. Let's see. Let's see if it did maybe earlier. I don't see too much overwash. I don't see the water getting too close to the dunes. I'll go back a little bit. You can see a little bit. Definitely is some overwash. I could see that camera shaking from the wind. It definitely was worse this morning. Those waves are pretty big. Pretty big. Not as big as what I saw. Not as big as what I saw from Erin, but pretty big nonetheless. So Definitely rough ocean out there. But again, I don't see too much in the way of the water hitting coming all the way up to the dunes at all, which is a good sign. So, at least at this beach. So anyway, that is going to wrap things up here. That is it. Let's end the video here, and I'll just look one more time at some of these observations. 54, whoa, 63 being reported at Barnegat Light. That one really gets a lot of wind. You can see the worst of it's right along the Jersey Shore. That seems to be where the worst of the wind is right now. That's where the tightest pressure gradient is at this point. So that's going to wrap things up for now. I'll be back later. Again, still going to be kind of wet out there. Looking at the radar again. We'll just get the radar again. We'll go back to that one more time. You can still see, again, some downpours over here. There's a heavier downpour over here. Right now, we're kind of in a break. But it does look like it's generally getting less. So, could still be some sucky drizzle in the mix. Not pleasant out there, but definitely not. Well, out east looks like you may still have a little bit of soaking, but I think the soaking for most of us is over, I think. But we'll have to watch it. There could still be some more. So if you are going out there, I guess you're going to have to take your umbrella. Well, it's going to be hard to use with the wind. At least we're not seeing the dangerous conditions we saw earlier this morning, but it's still not great out there. Definitely not pleasant. So that's it. Stay safe.